Come on.
We have to get faster internet so it's all in sync.
Gotta get 5G round here.
Yeah, 5G. I'm for 5G as long as it gives me fast. If it kills me, I don't care as long as I got fast internet.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like the vaccine. As long as I can travel.
Yeah. Actually, wait up. I can't believe people are buying that. I can't
believe that either. But before we get into that, let's welcome everyone to the Family Podcast Affair.
Okay. You're going to do that.
And unfortunately, we don't have Travesty this evening. She's not feeling too well.
Suffering from toothache. We send our loves and good wishes and health and all the rest of that nice stuff.
Yeah, we had a good intro.
Yeah.
She'll be back with a vengeance next week.
Take over the whole song next week.
Yeah. What I want to ask is, there's two things that are really interesting. Meghan's done an interview with Oprah, and she's going to reveal all. She said, I'm going to watch it. I think is it tomorrow? Or when's it going to be released?
Yeah.
Monday. So actually, it could be Sunday or Monday. I think they're releasing it. I think. Was it tomorrow? Anyway, it's coming out in a couple of days, or in the next few days. And she was saying something about, like, they were trying to, not treat her nice, basically. So it's going to be really interesting. What do you think?
I'm a bit confused as to why it's important.
Meghan Markle, the Duchess.
I'm a bit confused as to why it's important.
I think what it is, Mideyah, people are going off the fact that how Diana was treated, because there's quite a few things, on Netflix and online that you could see how Diana spoke and her persona, and just how miserable she was, and she just basically let all rip at one point and said, I had bulimia, this was happening, I was sick with my first son, so-and-so was borderline cheating on me. There was so much to it, but they painted out this picture like it was kind of like a golden lifestyle she had. So I just think everyone's saying it's kind of like a mirror image, like how they're treating Meghan is like the modern day Diana sort of thing.
Well, all I've got to say is, A, be careful what you wish for. B, you put yourself there. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. When you're in the limelight, I have no sympathy for people in the limelight because they got money to soothe their wounds. So I have no sympathy. I'm sorry.
Money doesn't help anything.
Issues and more important people to be talking about, like those who are starving, all over the world. People who are feeling low right now because they're on lockdown. I don't particularly care about anybody in the royals. I don't care what hard times they're having. They're rich. They'll always be rich. That's their problem.
But you know what? The thing is, though, you got to remember they're still human, even if they've got a different class. A lifestyle, they're still human.
Take yourself out the limelight. Go into
they haven't it
in the limelight.
I think she actually commented because they're saying that she was a bully at the palace.
Yeah, I heard that.
I don't know, man. I find that kind of weird. But she says when the palace came out and said she was a bullied, she said no, that's not true, and the firm need to be put in their place. She calls the like Buckingham Palace and the as a business, the firm.
That was a good one.
They would say that because anyone who has a hint of colour in them, if you stand up for yourself, the first thing they're going to associate with you is that you're aggressive, you've got a chip on your shoulder and all the rest of it. So it shouldn't be nothing new to her to hear those things.
That's Mideyah. That's how it was with Diana, because even simple things that I never knew, well, obviously I wouldn't know, but she cut her hair, and they seen it as like, you cut your hair. Why you cut your hair? You're rebellious, sort of thing. Well,
I'll tell you one thing: there'll never be another black person in the royals after this.
Hopefully, the royals will soon disintegrate.
I mean, I don't think they'll disintegrate, but maybe they'll take a back seat. Maybe
exactly. They don't need them. Give them the money and just leave them where they are. Let them be happy somewhere else.
Give them the money. Is that what you just said?
They've got their money. Let them be happy where they are. They don't need to be in the limelight. None of the royals need to be in the limelight. They just need to live a happy, peaceful life somewhere quiet, and that's it.
Well, that's what Meghan and is it Harry she's with? That's what they're doing basically. That's why
That's what they were doing.
they're
They wouldn't play up to the media.
Well, they
They
don't.
wouldn't play
You
up.
got to
I think
feel
she's trying to clear a
The
name.
fact that they're responding.
But
The
I
fact that
think
they're
you're
responding.
rich. You're rich. You imagine you picking your nose, having a good pick of your nose. Paparazzi's gonna get that. You know what I mean? They'll find where you are, break into phone calls, hack your internet. It's not that easy when you've got so much power.
Pudding, please tell me, what did she do before she married a royal?
She was in Suits.
She was a
Actor?
celeb.
She's actor.
Yeah.
So she knows the runnings, she knows the drill. So
But she weren't an actor like Tom Hardy and Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate, which is what that sort of actor.
She was still in the limelight. Still in the limelight. I don't know why people are feeling sorry for people who are in the limelight. You choose to put yourself there. Nobody said you need to be a star. You have this yearning to be noticed. When you want to be a celeb, you have a yearning to be noticed.
Wait there. Hold on.
You don't know how you're going to be noticed. You just have this yearning. You want to be noticed.
Oh man,
but
like I don't know. I guess being noticed is not bad. I think I would like Black Apocalypse and this podcast to be noticed at some point. You know, I don't want to be like these guys though. I just want to interview people.
Yeah, but you're not yearning to be a celeb.
How do you not? Well, how do you know, Mideyah? She wanted to be noticed. She probably wanted to be like me once upon a time, just fulfill a dream and just express themselves. But then she got out in the thought, oh wow, you're amazing. You know, let's put you on Suits. You just, I don't know. How do you know?
Then when she was given the chance to go on Suits, what did she decide to do?
Go on Suits?
Exactly.
Probably think it was going to blow up. If you didn't have that thing, you know, Mideyah, where they're like, they do things and not really think, oh wow, what if this turn makes the big time?
What if I marry a prince?
Yeah,
a little bit of royal family. What are the odds?
Exactly. Like,
at the end of the day, she would have been briefed on what to expect going into the royal family. She was briefed. It's not something she went into blindly, because they would have told her what they expected from her, how to conduct herself, and the rest of it. She went ahead and did it anyway. We all have choices. We have choices.
You know,
you choose to put yourself out there. You've got to bear the consequences, whether it be good or bad.
You know,
it doesn't matter. You can pretty it up all you like. Being a celeb is a choice.
Okay.
Except
can I chime in?
Celebrities.
Okay. The thing is, obviously that was just a teaser from the interview that's coming up on I guess at the weekend.
Yeah.
And I guess it's all just marketing, because I'm pretty sure Meghan has signed something that she's not allowed to say anything about what happened in the household. So I'm pretty sure it's just going to be like, yeah. And then, this person was a bit mad at me and that was it. So, you know, there ain't going to be too much information coming out. And she's still married to Harry. So she won't be able to say much anyway. So if you expect anything, don't even watch it. Don't even give it your viewing time. Anyway,
I wouldn't waste my time.
I want to move on to the next thing that's coming up that's really, really important to everybody. Coming to America too. It's coming out tomorrow. Yeah. Look, man. Yo. I'm watching it. Are you going to watch it tomorrow? It's on is it on Premiere? Amazon.
Prime. It's on Prime TV, so I'll be watching it.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to watch it. The moment it's actually tonight, isn't it? It will be tonight? I might just stay. I'm going to be working. Oh, no.
All right.
No, man. No. Yeah, I'll watch it in the morning before work. Actually, I'm going to wait till tomorrow evening. I'm just going to stay off the internet so no one spoils it for me. But you guys, so you guys looking forward to it? Put in.
I think it'll be a good watch, yeah. No big TV, you know, relax. Finally, just put my mind at ease and literally just get stuck in watching it. So it'll be good. And good old Eddie Murphy. Oh my days, we haven't seen Eddie Murphy like forever on TV. When you think about it,
that's true.
He's been too busy being a father, and that, hasn't he?
He's got 10 kids, man. 10 kids.
Yeah.
10 kids, man.
I wonder if any of them will appear in the show.
Good question, actually.
Mm.
Are any of his kids actors, actually? I don't even think so.
I've never researched to find out.
Oh. I'm going to have a look. Anyway, can we go into topic, please?
Come on, then, let's go to the one that our dear Pudding put in. Men
Which one?
versus contraception.
Well, that wasn't even a topic. That was just basically one of them quotes where you look into it, but the fact that you put it into a topic, that's a good thing, actually, to think about, because I know what was the topic again? Should men be on contraception? Is that what you put in?
Yeah,
Well, if you looked at the maths, what they put in.
I know what I want that for the viewer's point of view. So basically, I'll read out what I posted in the chat. It says, one man can impregnate 9 women every day for 9 months. Those are 2,430 pregnancies. One woman can only get pregnant once within 9 months, even if she beds 9 men every day within 9 months. That's only one pregnancy. So clearly, society is placing the birth control responsibilities on the wrong gender. Science is busy making pills and hormone-altering devices for the wrong person. Controversial.
Yeah.
It's not controversial. I actually agree that men should have the contraceptions.
I think they should.
I think they should too. I don't know why.
I think it should be a case of like, when it's men and women and you get together and it's like you have the talk. I don't know how it is for people, but I know my situation, I have the talk and be like, okay, contraception, what's our thoughts on it? Where can we go? Blah, 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 blah. I feel like it should be a case of like, there's an option that the man can be on contraception, just like how we have the option as women to be on contraception. So it's not a bad idea. I know in India, actually, they was talking about making a pill. I don't know where they are with the process when it comes to that, but I know it was bought up before, months back, probably even a year back or 2.
I personally think that it should go back into schools, in the high schools, and I think it should be more focused on the male, to be more, what's the word, responsible. They should be on the contraceptives even more than women, because they can lay their seed wherever, and it's time to cut that down, because it's not fair. I personally think it should be focused on the males instead of the females. What do you say, Alstallio?
Well, I'll say that the Indian contraception that was meant to, the last thing we heard about it was 2009. It's meant to be an injection, so a shot.
I heard it was a pill. I've thought of a pill as well for me.
No, it could be a pill, it could be a shot. I don't think it matters the way it gets into your body. I think because look at the statistics basically with women, they've got all these different various ways of like stopping pregnancy, getting the pill, putting this chip into the arm, the coil, and then you got like condoms and all this other stuff. And you don't know with all these, like the pill, it wrecks up your body. The chip in your arm, you don't know what it does to you. The coil is also sometimes not good. So there's all these dangerous things. The only thing I think is actually good is the vasectomy for male, because first of all, it guarantees the guy's not going to get into any problems, and second, it's reversible. So, I mean, I don't know how painful it is, but to me, that sounds like the only logical way to keep childbirths and all this stuff down. So I would recommend that, to be fair.
I'd recommend celibacy. That's the best one.
I knew that was
horny. You know how horny teenagers are. I don't know if you understand. I know it was a long time ago, but I think you don't remember how horny, especially young males are. And I don't know about maybe women too, but you're not going to be able to tell them you have to be celibate. You're not. It's not possible. You have to come up with a proper solution, and a proper solution would be, I don't know about compulsory vasectomy, but they should make vasectomies. I don't know if on the NHS, are they free or how does it work?
It is free, unless you're in a position where you can pay for it private.
Mm. So they should make. I mean, no one should be starting a family before 30 anyway. So I think they should say to everyone before 30, all males, look, we're offering you a chance to get a vasectomy, and give them the reasons why and the benefits why it would be better for them. The only problem is if it's not reversible, I don't know how effective it is when it, when it says, okay, we can reverse it. I don't know how effective it is. Is there a case when you reverse it, but it didn't work? So, but that's the only argument. But if you can get a better defined version of it, that it's 100% chance of being pregnant or creating babies when you reverse the vasectomy, I would say go with that.
That would be the best one. I agree.
That would be the best one. No one gets hurt. The women can stay on their normal cycles and have no problems and carry on about their business. And the men who cause most of the trouble anyway, because they're going to be spraying themselves around everywhere, and end up with 5 or 6 kids with 5 or 6 different women, and then they're going to have a headache with the CSA and all these other agencies that exist.
Agreed. Which leads me to talk a little bit about the other thing that I've always thought should be put in place. When it comes to genetics, do you think genetics should be considered and taught in schools as a guideline before partners decide who to have their children with? Because I'm finding that a lot of people, both females and males, they jump in with someone, they don't know their history, they don't know nothing particularly about the medical side of the partners they're jumping in with, and then they have these children thinking it's going to be okay, and then all these problems come up afterwards. Like, for instance, a girl meets a boy, they have a one-night stand or a couple of months affair, and a child is created. Only to find out the man's probably gone, the woman's had the child starts to display characteristics of a mad person. This is just an example. Now, if they had taken time to find out the medical background or the genetic makeup, they would have been able to foresee what could have happened should they have a child and know how to deal with it. So I think in this day and age, those sort of things should be brought into school and talked about, because it's time that people stop having kids, not knowing the medical history, and bringing a lot of children that have problem into the world, that could be avoided. Do you get where I come from?
Yeah, sure.
Mideyah,
Yeah.
Back in education, that wasn't taught.
No. They don't talk about the genetic makeup of children and looking at medical history of
That's taught when I was school. I remember that as clear as day.
You remember sex education?
No, I'm not looking at that. That was very brief in school, to be honest.
What do you remember that was talked about in school?
I remember.
It wasn't in my day.
No, that's recent. That was when we were young. We had a couple of classes, but...
Say that again, sorry. Alstallio.
We had a couple of classes on sex education, but it wasn't anything special. We didn't even pay attention.
Science, PSHE, or probably even both to support what they were on about. But I remember they had 2 bodies, men and women. Obviously, we knew about the body and stuff. But it was at a stage where it was on about if they were to mate, they would, there's chances they can have ginger hair or brown hair, whatever the parents have, or even went back so far saying that it could even go into the baby can be formed and have someone else's gene pool way back in year 3. They even spoke about that. And then they were saying if you come from a musical family, and then if the other parent comes from a sports family, a sports background, then there's chances that gene pool could be stronger, those ones, rather than 2 people who say can't cook. They said, sometimes it's a genetic thing. That's what the boy boiled it down to. Also environmental as well. So it was very technical. The lesson was very technical. But I remember having those sort of biology lessons in PSH.
Do you remember having the lessons where they said, if you mate with someone who's mad, or someone who, they've got a history of
schizophrenia or something.
That would always come off, not as a lesson, but we would always have debates in science. Our science group was so good. I'm not even gonna lie. We'd always have debates saying that, so is the chances if I went with someone who had bipolar, would that then be a chance that my child would have bipolar? And they'd say yes or no. And
that's fine. That's fine.
So we always had them general earthy chats. I do recall though that I'm guessing when you was in school, you didn't have teachers that you could speak on that sort of friend level.
but I was coming from a different angle. I think it's time they added to that and explain to them and demonstrate to them how important it is to know your potential partner parent, their history, and what's coming from behind, and what sort of, not just the genetic makeup, they need to know the mental makeup too, so that they know what they're getting if they have a child.
Do you think that's a bit
emphasized? It should be emphasized more, because a lot of people are just having kids for the hell of it, not knowing these histories, and they're bringing poor children into this world that have a lot of problems, medical problems.
I don't know though. I don't know if it should be a school thing, because
I think
stereotypically,
it should be a school thing, Pudding, because teenage pregnancies are one of the biggest things that happens.
I know, so, but as Alstallio said, teenagers are horny. You know what I mean? Like
that's why kids come about.
You know, and children, like teenagers, are rebellious as well, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Like, and I feel like in some aspects, coming from a school is not the best thing for them, especially if a lot of them are missing school or don't care for school or don't want to listen. You know,
it should still be in there because it should have the choice. It's just like a lot of kids don't want to listen to maths. They don't want to listen to maths. They don't want to listen to Shakespeare and English lessons like that. But it's put there, and it's
that's
some
true.
Of it sticks. So they should emphasize these things. It is important. It is important.
What you'd have to do,
part of the curriculum.
That means what you'd have to do. I mean, maybe I don't know, maybe not as early as school, but maybe college. But by then it's already too late for a lot of people.
Yeah.
What they could do is
year 10. Year 10.
They would have to give everybody like a medical card then to say, this person has this trait and this trait. It would really take a mammoth effort to push something like that through, wouldn't it? Because you'd have to get everybody's genetic history, and then you're talking New World Order territory.
No, Alstallio, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the teachers should have a lesson, more than one lesson, where they explain the importance
of picking the right partner,
finding out your partner's history.
But is that like
so? If you have children, you know what you could have.
The thing is with that though, you're singling out people and you're leaving people out, and it's like a lot of them will be like, so I don't get a partner because I've got, let's say, dementia in my family or diabetes or something. Like they might be like, I don't want to mate with you because you got diabetes in your family.
Well, what's wrong with that though? You should at least know.
Isn't that the off chance though? Isn't it an off chance that you might get?
It doesn't mean it will happen. It's just that it's good to know, because at least if you know and you have a child, you are more equipped to deal with it. It's the same as when a married man is dealing with a woman and he never tells her that he's got a wife. Had he told her he's got a wife, would she be with him or not? That would be a choice she'd decide to make. It's the same thing, principle, is what I'm saying when it comes to having children. No. I think they should. It is something that is important, because I've heard people over the years say, if I knew, I would have never had a child with that person, because now look at the problems I've got. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you know what? I think we can probably roll that into our final topic today, which I posted today. I don't know, actually, I'm sure we had topics from last week, but we can do them next week.
Yeah, carry on.
Should parents adapt their parenting style to the society of which they live when raising their kids? For example, kids should be more conscious of environmental issues, like recycling and resources, and also your future partners.
Yeah, that's true.
It wouldn't hurt, would it? It definitely wouldn't hurt, because you're not gonna. It's like a new thing. Actually, you saying this, Alstallio, we had plenty of meetings at work, and the type of work I do is obviously a type of therapy, play therapy for children. And this one particular school was trying to push for this individual to write. But because their mobility weren't supporting them holding a pencil, we didn't make it priority. So the school was like, oh, why can't this little girl do this or that, the other? But it was like the time that we're in and the environment that we're in, you can do that on clip art, on your laptop or your iPad. Yeah. And with the school she was going to, there was loads of iPads anyway, so you can go around communicating with an iPad and using an iPad. So there's no point pushing that. So I never actually thought of like I'd see the day where we're actually pushing for what the future might hold for children when they're our age and when they're adults and stuff.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't hurt, you know. I'm definitely open to that.
I think
Most
there's always
definitely.
don't you think there's always a rush in the school system though? Like, for example, my daughter, she's been told she's got to learn this. And I know my daughter's smarter than she pulls off. You know, she acts, I don't know if she's playing dumb to catch the wise, but she's definitely much smarter than she gives off. So I'm teaching her the times table now, but she's on like +1 +2. And I'm like, hold on a minute, wait there. This kid can do the 3 times table already, you know? And the thing is, I feel like she's behind. No, at 7, I think she should be able to do the 10 times table by now, the 1 to 10. But you can do the 3. That's what I believe. And but the thing is, there's always this push in school that, you know, you should be at. Like, I'm pushing my daughter too, but there's a push that kids are going to be able to do certain stuff by certain ages, even though kids develop differently. That they could probably wait with some stuff till later dates, like learning to write. It's going to be easier for you to learn to write at 10 or 11 or 12 than
when the mobility's there.
Yeah, and everyone's going to get these mobilities at some point. They make it look like, and I think that's just done off dumb historical research, that if you don't learn when you're 2, you'll never learn. But really, you can learn anything. You know, I've learned so much. I learned programming and everything, man. And late in my life, you know, I learning languages, sociolinguistics and stuff like this.
Yeah.
I learned this now, but I wasn't capable of learning this back in the day when I was 13, 14, 12.
You
10.
know, over here, Alstallio, sorry to cut you, learning to write, starting as young as nursery school. And really? I think that's quite early to write your name.
That's I think that's too early, but...
Yeah.
And it's socially damaging too.
Yeah.
Because if you caught up with the way they're trying to make everything, you've got to achieve this or done this by a certain age. Obviously, it's going to leave an impact on those who just aren't ready to do it at that stage of their life. And I think that's where the damage comes in, and it's unfair because you'll find some people who weren't exceeding in school are the ones that have exceeded in business and in the workforce because they were ready at that time, not when they were in school.
Yeah,
that's true. You've got to go by that. So that's why that's another thing to tie into your question. Like, is your children or your child ready to take in that information? Yeah. You know, are they the level to understand? So it's like little things like when you mentioned about recycling, that's another thing they're trying in nursery school, and then they're trying to get them into putting them in the right bins, and you're thinking they don't even know what's a bin half the time. Like, kids are just putting rubbish in the basket. So there's those levels as well. So it's true what you're saying, Mideyah, about the level, like the understanding and stuff, and all of that.
Actually, I got a question. I mean, so I just want to finish this off, like, sort of thing. Like, for example, this is a lesson that came up. If your daughter gets a certain amount of money, let's say £50, and this kid wants to buy something she's already got, should you sanction it, or should you say no, or try and convince her that maybe it's a good idea to put the money away and buy something when you really need it, or just let her make the mistake of buying 2 of the same things and then sit there and be like, well, it's your fault?
Oh, my God. I'm so glad you said this. No. Let me take the lead on this one, Mideyah, because I've had a big discussion throughout lockdown with my partner about this. Okay. I'm a big believer in promoting money management from early.
Yes, me too.
Even if they're 2, teach them. Okay, you got £1. We can put 50p in your tin, and you can spend the 50p, or we can put 75p in your tin and put the remainder on, like, I don't know, 10p wham or whatever. That's you've got to put something in the tin, teach them, you know? So I always said, if I had children of my own, that's one thing I'd do. And I don't know where, I don't know how, I don't know if it's my mother taught me or what, but I used to always get my pocket money and save up. I used to have £60 a week, you know, Alstallio.
Really? £60 a week?
Yeah. I used to get paid to do babysitting one of the family members, and I get £60 a week, and I wouldn't spend it, and then it went to £90 a week, and I was 9.
You was 9 and you was on $60 a week.
Yep.
Where's the money,
So
man?
that's literally.
Mideyah, what do you think?
Wow. That's a story that's for another time. Alstallio, a one-to-one
She
chat,
kept it quiet
maybe.
from me for good reasons.
So,
Yeah,
okay, we're
I'd
talking
have
about,
put you
let's say in the region of like 5, 6, 7 years old. You know, when they start.
I believe you explain to them that they have one already, so we can save this for something else. As simple as that.
Brill, yeah.
Is that too controlling though? Is that like too controlling?
It's not
Is that
controlling.
No, it teaches them because
it teaches them to see outside the box
it's
and
true.
not just go for things because the money's there.
It's true. Think of it this way as well, Alstallio. Imagine if, say, if it's your little one, your daughter, she wants to do that. When mommy and daddy's not around, and say if you needed the bus to go home or whatever, at least you've saved that money instead of spending it at the gift shop or wherever. Yeah. So sometimes it's good to keep that money on you, but that money might be needed towards something in the future.
And it's not controlling now, Alstallio. You just
I don't think it's controlling.
To put the money to something else.
Yeah.
You're giving her the option of putting it on something else that she hasn't got or has that she needs. That's all you're doing. You're diverting her from what she's already got.
Yeah. Setting goals as well.
Yeah.
As well. Saying, oh, maybe in 6 months' time you can get this bike or this doll or, or me and you can put money together and get something greater. And that's, me and daddy and you are going halves on something. It's just teaching them, to understand. And I always remember, I don't know how I learned that skill, but I've applied that in life and I've always tried to get myself unstuck. Even if I ever borrowed money, I've always came back stronger than before, just from them little skills. So I always value those sort of skills and I always promote teaching that to your little ones.
Yeah. Well, that's what I say. I firmly believe in the whole idea that if you give someone fish, they can eat today, but it's better to teach them how to fish so they can eat for life. And I think that's the same with money. If you just give them money and tell them, go and spend it, you're not teaching them. But if you tell them, teach them money management as early as possible, and I think 5, 6, 7 years old, give them pocket money and teaching that, look, if you spend this money, you won't be able to buy other stuff that you might actually need when the time arises,
Yeah.
But, if you just give it out, it's stupid. So that's my thoughts too. So I guess we're all in agreement, actually. Considering we all come from the same family, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, I think there's something to do with like so my fears would be, would that create a spoiled child then? If I say to the kid, okay, you decide what you want to do with the money, and then she goes out or he goes out and spends all the money, and then comes back and is like, oh, I don't have any money left. Would they? I mean, you could use that as a benchmark. Say, remember that time when you spent so much money, you're for £50 on the stuff, and now you don't have any money. This is it. This is the time you need it. So,
but I wouldn't allow that in the first place. I don't think you should allow that in the first place. I think you should divert them away and let them learn that they can use the money for better things. And as Pudding said, spend some and save some. Simple.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I like you guys. You're good guys.
Yeah, I like you guys. You're all right.
On that note, I think we'll wrap up there because, I got work in the morning.
Oh, have an eye as well. Good old work.
Actually, I've actually put myself up for the union. I'm following Travis's. But
have they let you in?
They're not going to let me in, no. Of course not.
I'm sorry the way you're so excited.
Because the thing is, our place needs a real change, and I thought I could be Barack Obama and bring change in, but there's obviously forces working against me to make sure I don't make it in. We're in Germany now where there's no rules. Like in Europe. In England, you probably have has to be one guy, one English guy, one black guy, one woman, it has to be diverse. Here it doesn't matter. Here it's it could be all Germans.
I don't know why you're still there, to be honest.
I knew you were going to say that. I'll tell you why I'm still here.
In the first place.
I'll tell you why I'm still here. Because soon he is going to is my springboard to get to Brazil. So that's why I'm still here.
You'll be saying that when you're a pensioner.
And I'll be like, I'm going to make it to Brazil. I'll be in England before then.
You'll be just like, do you remember Life? The
Yeah.
movie Life?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys. Oh, let's go around the table. Mideyah, you got any last words?
I'm just saying, lockdown will be over soon, you hope. So stay safe until then.
Okay. And Pudding?
Parents out there, I hope you're listening and you've really took in what we've all discussed today. And I do think it's a serious matter to teach your children great morals and the value of life and, you know, how to take care of themselves and making them independent, but independent in a fair way where it's age appropriate, because you cannot rely on schools, especially at the minute with all that's going on. So it's only you, it's down to you. You brought the kids into the world, so, you know, support them and try and give them the good life, you know, the best life that you can.
Okay, and I will say subscribe a la mia YouTube y la mia Facebook commentary. Yeah, that's the logo. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night. Bye. Bye.